What happens when customers won't pay more for what you give them? Maybe you're solving the wrong problem. And many leaders assume pricing is the issue and they make decisions on pricing. But pricing usually is not the problem. The real issue is what customers believe your brand is worth, what they believe what you do is worth. The brand is a promise, and every promise creates an expectation. That expectation influences a lot of things, like what people think of you, whether they trust you or not, whether they choose you or not, and more importantly, how much they're willing to pay for what you do. Call it brand equity, call it reputation, call it positioning, call it goodwill. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you call it. At the end of the day, it's what people have in their minds and what they think of you and your name when it comes up. What matters is the perceived value people attach to your name, to your business, to your company, to your career. The higher the price, the higher the perceived value, the higher the price. The higher the perceived value, the less customers focus on price. And this is a reality. The more you are perceived to be valuable, the less concerns people will have about the price you charge. And that's when demand becomes less sensitive to price and more driven by preference. That's when you see that people decide to go with a name, even if it is priced at a higher level. And they do not complain about it, they do not challenge it, they just pay a higher price. That difference is what creates your profit. And there are many organizations that get stuck here, and actually many business leaders, business owners, executives get stuck in this particular area. They jump straight into branding activities that, without having discussed these matters, without diagnosing the real problem. And sometimes the real problem is not about price, it's more about perceived value. Through my brand way approach, and you will see more about this here, I have found that weak positioning is often the symptom, not the cause. And you need to fix the cause first before you attempt to do a new positioning. The deeper problem may be something like this: an unclear value proposition, a misunderstood customer, a misunderstood need from your market, a lack of differentiation based on brands, not on products, and internal confusion about what is your business about. So all of these ends in a strategy that never gets executed because it's not grounded on a real problem. So before writing your positioning statement, make sure that you identify the real problem you're trying to solve with your brand. And then build your positioning based on three foundations. One, relevance. So it must matter to something that your audience genuinely wants, or it will just not resonate. Number two, distinctiveness. And that means focusing on meaningful results and benefits, not product attributes. It doesn't matter how good your product is. It's what matters is how good the benefit is for your customers. And last but not least, purpose. You have to be clear about what your business, why your business exists, and why it will be there beyond just making a sale. So when these three things work together, distinctiveness, relevance, and purpose, then customers stop comparing you to everyone else. It works every time. And that is when value begins, when real value begins and a premium price is possible. And by the way, that's what drives your gross profit. So the question for you today is, do you believe that your brand, your name, could command a higher price? And I'm asking about today. Can it command a higher price today? Or is there a deeper issue that needs to be solved first? So I invite you to share your thoughts below. And if you like to have the framework that I use to diagnose positioning challenges and uncover the real the real business problems behind them, please just comment framework or send me a DM with the word framework and I will send it to you. I'll be glad to do that. So I hope that you have found this episode valuable. Build your brand, build your positioning, but first, identify the real problem you're trying to solve. Thank you. Have a great day.